The national map is a collection of mapping products and services produced by the USGS National Geospatial Program. The products and services are accessed via the internet through service calls and graphical user interfaces. The National Geospatial Program has released a series of how-to videos for people who are working with the national map data and services. The videos show how to use the services and interfaces to access data and tools for viewing, analyzing, and printing geospatial data. Lessons 1 and 2 serve as an introduction to the training materials, and the remaining how-to videos may be viewed as needed in any order depending on the user. Lesson 10F2, Dynamic Elevation Service in ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online, often referred to as AGOL. In this lesson, we will provide an overview and demonstrate how to use the National Maps web services in a mapping application. Although downloading data from the National Map is a popular option for many users, there are numerous scenarios where it may be preferred to simply call TNM Web Services into your mapping application. By using the National Map services, you can minimize data storage issues and eliminate the need to download data on a regular basis to maintain currentness. Any use of trade, product, or firm names is for descriptive purposes only and does not imply endorsement by the U.S. government. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to add the Dynamic Elevation web service to ArcGIS Pro, enable raster processing templates, and retrieve a spot elevation. You will also be able to access the National Map web services in an online mapping application. For this lesson, we will use Esri's ArcGIS software. The National Map publishes over 49 services containing a variety of base maps and specialized GIS data. Service URLs are case-sensitive, and all are available through SSL connections by using the HTTPS protocol. This video tutorial shows how to use the National Maps 3D Elevation Program, or 3DEP, elevation web service in ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online. The new Elevation Map service creates multi-resolution visualizations on the fly from digital elevation models, or DEMs, allowing users to explore a variety of representations including hillshade, aspect, slope, and tinted hillshade maps, as well as automated contours and more. Open Geospatial Consortium (OGC), Web Map Service (WMS), and Web Coverage Service (WCS) interfaces are enabled to support interoperability across systems. The WCS allows access to the underlying data for analysis and visualization in GIS software. The dynamic platform supports the exploration of digital elevation models, DEMs, for the U.S. and territories at a mixture of scales, including the 3DEP standard product 1 meter DEMs. That data will continue to become increasingly available as 3DEP progresses towards its goal of nationwide LiDAR data coverage with IFSAR in Alaska. The most current, highest resolution elevation data available are highlighted as users zoom in to larger scales. All available data resolutions can be visualized through the 3DEP Elevation Data Availability Index service. Availability and scales of data vary by location. These datasets are described on the 3DEP Product and Services webpage. Please note that the USGS service URLs are subject to change. Therefore, please refer to this link to gather the most up-to-date service URLs. To retrieve the map service URL, open the National Map Service endpoint in a web browser. Chrome is recommended. Navigate to the WCS service section. Here we see Elevation OGC-WCS Services, and right-click on the REST text. Select Copy Link Address to copy the URL. I'm going to now open a Notepad doc and show you the URL that was copied. In this case, some of the URL should be removed. Please remove everything after WCS server. This new URL will now be readable by ArcGIS Pro. Now, let's get started. There are several ways to call T&M services into ArcGIS. We will demonstrate a quick way to set up the usage of T&M services in ArcGIS Pro so the services are easily accessible for repeated use. First, locate the ArcGIS program on your computer. Open the application, logging in if necessary. Next, you'll begin with a new map. The user has the option to change the project name. If desired, change the location of the saved map by selecting the Browse option and update the folder as desired. For this example, we will leave the save location the same. Once complete, select OK. The newly created ArcGIS Pro project will open. To decrease load time, within the Contents pane, turn off the World Topographic Map and World Hillshade layers. Next, from the View ribbon, select the Catalog pane icon. Then, click the Push Pin icon to pin the Catalog pane open. In the Catalog pane, which has now appeared, right-click within the blank area. Select New, then New Server, then New ArcGIS Server Connection. In the pop-up window, enter the server URL for the T&M Elevation WCS service, which we referenced earlier. Then click OK. You can now see a new entry has been added in the Catalog pane under Servers for WCS Server on elevation.nationalmap.gov.AGS. Click on the arrow to expand and view the 3-dep elevation layer. Then, click and drag the 3-dep elevation service icon into your map pane. When the service is added, it is zoomed to full extent, and a hillshade of North America will be visible on a blank background. You will also see the elevation service listed as a layer in your table of contents. Zooming into a smaller scale of interest allows the web service to load more quickly as it is requesting a smaller area of data. Try zooming in closer to an area with mountainous terrain, such as the Rocky Mountains. This elevation service has several different display modes enabled, such as slope, aspect, and elevation tinted hillshade. These can be accessed using raster processing templates. To access the processing templates, right-click the elevation layer in the table of contents and select Properties. From the Layer Properties window, select Processing Templates. From here, you can select from a drop-down list of pre-configured display modes. The default display mode is Hillshade Gray, the way the layer initially loaded. For demonstration purposes, select the Hillshade Elevation Tinted option. Then click Apply. The result is a hillshade colored by elevation. To return to the default view, select the Hillshade Gray processing template. It should be the first in the drop-down list. Several other processing templates are available and can be applied the same way. Let's look at the Aspect Map option. Now let's see how the slope map is different. Next, let's explore another capability of the Dynamic Elevation Service. Since it is a Web Coverage Service, WCS, we can access the actual elevation data rather than simply seeing a static image. First, turn off the Slope Map processing template to see the elevation data as a flat raster. In the Processing Templates drop-down, select the option None, the very bottom of the list. Then click OK to apply. This will change the display to a raster with no hill shading. This will also close the Layer Properties window. Now, by clicking at any location within the map pane, you can retrieve an elevation at that point in meters. a pop-up will appear for the selected area. Looking at the service pixel value field, we can see the elevation in this spot. There are also other attributes included. Now you have seen how these services can be accessed within a local ArcGIS Pro mapping application. Another option to access these services is using Esri's ArcGIS Online application. Again, there are multiple ways to access the services. One option is to open the services from the National Map Service Endpoints website. For this example, we will be using the Elevation OGC WCS again. Open WCS service and select the ArcGIS.com link to open a new ArcGIS Online map, which will include the selected layer. Remember, the National Map Services are scale dependent, so the resolution will increase as you zoom in. As you saw within ArcGIS Pro, within ArcGIS Online, the 3-depth services symbology can be modified. To accomplish this, select the 3 dots next to the map service within the Contents pane. Here we can see the transparency can be changed. Next, let's change the image display. Again, select the 3 dots next to the map service and the image display option. From the image display menu, you can see there are multiple options. Let's change from the hillshade gray to some of the other options. First, we will select the render option, aspect degrees. Then select the blue apply button near the bottom of the window. Now let's try the render option, aspect map. Next, we will look at the slope map. Next, we will change the renderer to hillshade elevation tinted option. Lastly, we will change the renderer back to hillshade gray option. Make sure you're selecting Apply in between each of these changes. You can now see how the aspect degree, aspect map, slope map, and hillshade elevation tinted provide different options based on the user's need. Now we will change it back to hillshade gray. Again, select Apply and zoom out. Select Close to exit the image display window. From here, the user may choose to save the map and/or the service layer. To save either, the user will need to sign in. In the upper right-hand corner, select Sign In. Within the pop-up window, enter the user's name and password and select Sign In. From here, ArcGIS Online will automatically ask if the user wants to save the map. If desired, select Yes, Save Map. Within the Save Map pop-up window, enter desired title along with any tags or summary and select Save Map button. If desired, the service layer may also be saved. To accomplish this, back within the Contents pane, select the 3 dots next to the layer. Then select Save Layer. Within the Create Item pop-up window, the user can modify the title, tags, summary, or the layer location. Once finished, select the Create Item button. To access any saved layers or maps, the user should select Home in the upper left sidebar, and then Content. Here, the user can see their saved layers or web maps. These files can easily be accessed in the future by selecting the three dots near the modified date on the right. A complete list of the National Map Service endpoints is available at the following URL. In this lesson, we discussed how to use the National Maps web services in ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online. Specifically, you saw how to add and use the Dynamic Elevation Web Coverage service. The National Map web services provide a quick and useful way to access the most current national map data for use in mapping applications without the inherent limitations of downloaded data. This concludes Lesson 10F2, Dynamic Elevation Service in ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online. To continue to the next lesson, please return to the course homepage, www.usgs.gov/ngp videos.